All right. I'm in second Baruch. Going straight in. Second Baruch 67. And the black 11th waters which you have seen. This is the calamity. This is the disaster which is now befalling Zion, Israel. Do if you think that there is no anguish, no pain, or suffering to the angels in the presence of the mighty one, that Zion was so delivered up, was given up, and that lo, look, the Gentiles boast in their hearts, they laugh in their minds, and assemble before their idols. They gather before their idols and say, she is trodden down, who oftentimes trodden down, and she has been reduced to servitude, to slavery, who reduced others. Do if you think that in these things the Most High laughs, or that his name, Ahia, is glorified, but how will it serve towards his righteous judgment? Question. Still, after these things will the dispersed among the Gentiles, the Israelites scattered among the Gentiles, be taken hold of by tribulation. All right. And in shame, disappointment, will they live in every place where they're scattered. Because so far as Zion is delivered up and Jerusalem laid waste, will idols prosper in the cities of the Gentiles, the non-believers, or the heathen. All right. With Jerusalem's destruction, godliness is everywhere triumphant, is victorious. All right. So again, I'm going to read 6. It says, because so far as Zion is given up and Jerusalem laid waste, will idols prosper, will be successful in the cities of the Gentiles. And the vapor of the smoke of the incense of the righteousness, which is by the law, the commandment, is extinguished in Zion. And in the reign of Zion in every place, the region of Zion in every place. Lo, look, there is the smoke of impiety. But the king of Babylon will arise. He's going to raise up himself, who has now destroyed Zion, and he will boast. He's going to laugh over the people, and he will speak great things in his heart, like it says in Revelation, in the presence of the Most High. But he also will fall at the last, at the end. These are the black waters, Israel, and the bright 12th waters which you have seen, Baruch. This is the word. For after these things a time will come, or an age will come, a generation will come, when thy people will fall into distress, so that they will all run the risk of perishing together. Could we say that's possibly COVID-19? Never know. But anyway, it says, a time will come when your people will fall into distress, so that they will all run the risk of perishing together. Nuclear war or mandatory vaccines. It says, nevertheless, they will be saved, right, out of Jacob's trouble. And their enemies will fall in their presence, right in front of them. And they will have in due time much joy. And at that time, after a little interval, Zion will again be built, and its offerings will again be restored, and the priests will return to their ministry, and also the Gentiles will come to glorify it. Nevertheless, however, not fully as in the beginning, but it will come to pass after these things that there will be the fall of many nations. These are the bright waters which you have seen, Baruch. That's Jeremiah's buddy, right? For the last waters which you have seen, which were darker than all that were before them, those which were after the 12th number, which were collected together, belong to the whole world, the complete world. For the Most High, Ahia, made division from the beginning, because he alone knows what will befall, what will happen. For as to the enormities and the impieties which should be done before him in his sight, he foresaw 6 kinds of them, and of the good works of the righteous which should be accomplished before him, he foresaw 6 kinds of them, beyond those which he should work at the consummation, the end of the age, the end of time. On his account, there were not black waters with black, nor bright with bright, for it is the consummation, it's the end, separation. 70. Hear, therefore, the interpretation of the last black waters, which are to come after the black. This is the word. Behold, look, or view, or see, the days come, and it will be, when the time of the age, the end, has ripened, and the harvest of its evil and good seeds has come, that the mighty one will bring upon the earth, the land, and its inhabitants, population, and upon its rulers, presidents and kings, government, perturbation of the spirit, of spirit, and stupor of heart, of mind. And they will hate one another and provoke one another to fight. And the mean will rule over the honorable, and those of low degree will be exalted above the famous. And the many will be delivered into the hands of the few. And those who were nothing shall rule over the strong. And the poor will have abundance beyond the rich. And the impious will exalt themselves above the heroic. And the wise will be silent, and the foolish will speak or talk. Neither will the thought of a man be then confirmed, nor the counsel, the advice of the mighty, nor shall the hope of those who hope be confirmed. And when those things which were predicted have come to pass, then will confusion fall upon all men. And some of them will fall in battle, and some of them will perish in anguish, and some of them will be destroyed by their own. Then the Most High, Ahia, will reveal those peoples whom he has prepared before, and they will come and make war with the leaders that will then be left. And it shall come to pass that whosoever gets safe out of the war will die or perish in the earthquake. And whosoever gets safe out of the earthquake will be burnt by the fire. And whosoever gets safe out of the fire will be destroyed by famine, no food. And it shall come to pass that whosoever of the victors and the vanquished gets safe out of and escapes, all these things already said will be saved or delivered into the hands of my servant, Messiah, Yeshaya. All right. For all the earth will devour its inhabitants, the population, and the Holy Land will have mercy on its own. And it shall protect its inhabitants at that time, those that are within the borders. Right? That's what it says in 2nd Esdras. This is the vision, or the vision, the dream, or what he's seen, which you have. This is the vision which thou hast seen. And this is the interpretation, the understanding. For I have come to tell you these things because your prayer has been heard with the Most High. Hear now also also regarding the bright lightning, which is to come at the consummation, at the end, after these black waters. This is the word, Yeshaya. After the signs have come, of which you have told before, when the nations, the people become turbulent, right? And the time, or chaotic, in the time of my Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus, uh, Joshua, Yeshua HaMashiach, when my Messiah is come, my Savior, he shall both summon all the nations. He's going to call all the people, and some of them he will spare, and some of them he shall slay. He's going to kill. These things, therefore, will come upon the nations which are to be spared by him. And every nation which knows not Israel, Yasharallah, okay, will come up, which knows not Israel and has not trodden down the seed, the children of Jacob, of Israel, shall indeed be spared. They're going to be forgiven. They're going to be delivered. All right? Because what did he say? He said, my house is a house of prayer for all nations. So he's going to spare some, because why? He said, we're going to possess those that possessed us in righteousness. And they're going to serve the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the highest, the higher. And this because some out of every nation will be subject to your people. They're going to be subject with slaves. They're going to be owned or ruled over, right? Again, it says, and this because some out of every nation, every people, or kindred or tongue, tribe, will be subject to your people, the Israelites. But all those who have ruled over you or have known you shall be given up to the sword. Christ is going to send that decree. All right? And it shall come to pass. It's going to happen when he has brought low everything that is in the world and has sat down in peace for the age, for the generation or the time on the throne of his kingdom, that joy will then be revealed. Yes. And rest, the Sabbath, all right, the Shabbat, okay, rest will appear. And then healing will descend in dew, and disease will withdraw, will leave. And anxiety, depression, and anguish, and lamentation cries pass from amongst men, and gladness, happiness proceed through the whole earth. And no one will again die untimely, nor will any adversity suddenly befall. There's no adversity that's going to suddenly happen. And judgments and revilings and contentions and revenges and blood and passions and envy and hatred and whatsoever things are like these will go into condemnation when they are removed. They all going to go into commendation. They're going to be thrown into the lake of fire, right? For it is these very things which have filled this world with evils. What has filled this world with evils? Let's go back. It said revilings, contentions, revenge, and blood, and passions, desire, and envy, and hatred. Right? Those things are going into condemnation. For it is these very things which have filled this world with evils, Israel. And on account of these, the life of man has been greatly troubled, afflicted. And wild beasts, animals shall come from the forest and minister unto men. They're going to help men. And asps and dragons will come out from their holes to submit themselves to a little child. True. And women shall no longer then have pain when they bear, when they have children, when they carry children, nor shall they suffer torture, when they yield the fruit of the womb, when they have their babies. And it shall come to pass in those days that the reapers are the angels, and they shall not grow weary, nor those that build and build and be toil worn. For the workers, for the works will of themselves speedily advance, together with those who do them, in much tranquility. For that time is the consummation, is the end of that which is corruptible, and the beginning of that which is not corruptible. Therefore, those things which were predicted will belong to it. Therefore, it is far away from evils and near, that means close to those things which die not, immortality. This is the bright lightning which came after the last dark waters. And that bright lightning is Yeshaya. All right. Praise the Most High. Shalom.